So today, hopefully you got your chapter 4 terms done. If not, split screening and writing on the picture as you go would help. So what is the process of producing ATP in a cell with the use of oxygen? So diffusion, the movement of particles, doesn't match. Fermentation, the breakdown of sugars to make ATP in the absence of oxygen, that doesn't match. Cellular respiration, the process of producing ATP in a cell from oxygen and glucose, that matches. So I've got it. That won't be the answer again, and I keep going. So you can keep doing that. Once the terms are done, though, then we are introduced to chapter 4. So for chapter 4, I'm going to go back into Google Classroom. There are chapter 4 questions. And we have a slide per day, but we're skipping some days next week. We're going to watch a video on Tuesday and Wednesday. So Monday we're going to work, and then we won't finish this until we get back from break. So let's go find our slideshow and press that square arrow in the upper corner. There it is, double tap so we can edit. Then I split screen back with Google Classroom, and I pull up the book pages, the red document. So the first question about gelatin is from this picture of these two cups. So read the figure caption, and that'll help you out. The next question about diffusion of water across a cell membrane is about osmosis. So the paragraph on osmosis would help. And when we talk about the blood cells, the picture of the two blood cells would help. So the top blood cell is a normal one. The bottom one has been put in pure water. Reading about it tells you why it changed. And then we have active and passive transport, which is this page for questions 4 and 5. The video you can also find on my website if the video doesn't play well, but if you press the play button, you can present on this device and play the video, the YouTube video, on your device. The next slide is a little trickier. So we have parts that we need to match. So the first one is endo and exocytosis. So if I have exocytosis, that's the bottom one. Large particles that must leave the cell are packaged in vesicles. So we've got to fix these. The cell releases, okay. These are in the wrong order. Some of these need to go over here. Oh my goodness. The cell comes into a contact with a particle. That's endocytosis. The particle is completely surrounded by a vesicle and pinches off. And then the cell releases particles into the environment. That's exocytosis. So I'm just matching these. Large particle leaving. Oh wow, I got these all kinds of wrong. Cell membrane begins to wrap around the particle. Well, that goes here. Here the cell membrane begins to wrap around the particle. The vesicle travels to the membrane and fuses with it. There we go. So those are all kinds of wrong. To figure out what they mean, we can read the pictures. So exocytosis means, and we would write that here, and endocytosis means, and we would write that here. For the equations, on the next page, we have photosynthesis and respiration. We just got to move the parts into the equation. So these parts should work better. So photosynthesis, 6 CO2 and 6 H2O plus energy can equal 1 giant big sugar and 6 oxygen. And so I'm just looking at this. Sometimes the pieces don't want to move. Down here, we get some energy because we took 1 giant sugar with 6 oxygens, and we got back 6 waters and 6 carbon dioxide. So that's the notes done for you. Hopefully you watch these videos where I basically gave away the answers, except for these. On the next one, we have questions about where does your energy ultimately come from? So that's cell energy. That's in here. How's the young Earth's atmosphere different? That's that box that's hiding. And cellular respiration, how's it different from fermentation? That's the next page. So there's fermentation. There's respiration. Basically, how are their definitions different? How are photosynthesis and respiration related to each other? That's this giant diagram. It's how they're connected. And then the video is trying to show you that as well. The video is showing you number 9 as well. When fermentation occurs in the muscles, what byproduct is made? So that's in here. The next slide, we have to read an article. You can open the article by opening the website link. So you could open the link, or you can open the PDF link and open the website article. So the first 4 questions, 11, 12, 13, and 14, are from the article, and then 15 is a video, and you have to watch the video to do 15. And then the last slide is questions about mitosis. Mitosis is how cells divide. And so, first up, question 16 is here, and question 17 is also here. Binary fission is a simpler process. Chromosome numbers over here. And how do plant cells divide differently from animal cells is over here. Then we go into the steps of mitosis, and you have to match the part of the picture and put them in the right order. So for instance, before mitosis, the chromosomes are a big, jumbly mess. So I have to pull that picture up. Oh, wow, I didn't do that right. So maybe if I zoom in better, it'll be easier to move. Yep. Then, the next step, the nucleus dissolves. Got to put that here. Chromosomes line up in the middle. Metaphase puts them in the middle. These pictures move better if you tap them once. They're ripped apart. As they are pulled apart to their opposite sides, then the nucleus begins to reform. And then we end up with 2 cells. So hopefully that makes sense, that you drag the pieces to their appropriate spots. So I basically did that for you. Hopefully you checked these videos. Again, we're doing this all through past Thanksgiving, so this takes a while. I recommend a slide per class day. Email me if you have questions.